forever.
And now, please give a huge welcome to the man with the vision, your forever founder and chairman of the board, the one and only Mr. Rex Moughan.
Wow, wow, wow. Namaste. Sawadee Akal. Have they got a mic for me? Will you bring me a mic out? I'd like to I want to tell you a little story if they'll just do this. Can you guys give me a mic? Somebody? I'm going to tell you about when I was a little boy. Very little, just out of my mother's arms, and thank you. Just out of my mother's arms, and I started to walk. I wanted to walk so bad that I dreamt at night that I could walk. And so every time nobody was looking, I started to walk. And I walked early, and I walked long, and I walked every place. And guess what? As I walked and went outside, I saw my big brother riding a horse. Wow, that night I had a dream that I could ride a horse. And so I asked them to help me get up on this big horse. And they did. But the horse was a Shetland pony, only about that high, but I could ride him. And everybody thought that was really great because I could ride a horse, and I was so little, maybe only 2 years old. And as I'm riding the horse, I started seeing my brother riding a bicycle. Wow, and he went fast, and he went long places. And my little Shetland pony only wanted to go back to the barn and eat hay. And he didn't want to go long places. And so I started to dream about a bicycle. Well, you know, I was pretty little, and so my legs weren't long enough to get to the pedals, so they got me a tricycle, you know, three-wheeler, a little tricycle. And so, boy, I was so happy because I had a tricycle and I could go places. And as I'm riding my tricycle, I looked at all the other kids riding big bicycles. And so I had to have a bicycle. And so they got me a girl's bicycle so I could reach the pedals and so I could ride a bicycle. So that was wonderful. And I dreamt about that until I got it. And I just talked about it, and I did extra things to earn the money to buy the bicycle. Well, as I'm riding my bicycle around and pedaling, guess what I found? I started seeing these guys on a Cushman. Do you know what a Cushman motorbike is? A little motorbike, and it has a long seat that two people can even ride on. And wow. I started dreaming about having a motorbike, a motorcycle, a motor scooter, they called them. We called them motor scooters. And wow, very hard. I worked very hard doing extra things so I could earn me a motor scooter. Well, guess what? When I'm riding the motor scooter, what happens? I start seeing cars. And I start saying, hey, I'm 10 years old now, I can drive a car. And I lived on a ranch. We had horses and cows, and they had a ranch, and we had lots of roads where there wasn't other cars on, and so I dreamed that I could drive a car, and I started watching my father drive the car, and I tried it out a few times myself, and it worked, and so I finally convinced my father to let me drive the car on the ranch. And I was really happy until I saw these bigger cars, and I drove trucks too, but that was nice, but they were slow. And so as I got older, I started to look at airplanes, because I said, hey, that's just got a lot of switches and buttons and that, and I think I could fly an airplane. But I did get a friend whose father was a pilot, and got him to give me pilot's licenses. And so I started renting an airplane, a little Cessna. And I started flying this airplane. And of course, as soon as I got a pilot's license, my dreams were I needed a bigger plane. I needed to take more people. And so I started working hard to have an airplane. And I actually started a club, because as I asked my friends, every one of my friends wanted to learn to fly too. And so we all got together, 12 of us, and we bought our own airplane. Have you had any dreams like that yet? Would you like to start dreaming tonight? Yeah, well, guess what? So I bought a Beach Musketeer, a 4-place airplane, and we could even take off and fly from Phoenix. And I always looked and said, man, you know, this is a small aircraft and it bounces a lot. I'd like to fly in a big airplane that goes smooth. And as I did that, and I got in bigger planes, and I think I've flown in almost every plane made except the Boeing 787, which isn't just being tested right now, but I'm going to be flying in that really soon. As soon as they have it tested and it's flying by where I'm going to fly in it, because I dream of flying in a bigger plane and flying in a faster plane. And so I've been watching all of the space movies and all of the television programs on airplanes, and I've started to dream about interplanetary travel on rockets. Because I know there are people out on other planets that are just waiting for forever living products. And I hope some of you will volunteer to go with me. To start a company like Forever Living is to study it, dream about it, and dream about all the things that I can do to help other people. And that's the reason that I started Forever ago. 35 years ago, that's what I did to start Forever, is I dreamt about it. I worked on the marketing program to perfect it. I learned everything I could about network marketing, about products that would help us be healthier, because I wanted all of you and all of my friends and families and everybody that I met to be able to have better health and and to have a better lifestyle. Because as we hear the great testimonies today and at all of our meetings, we hear of the change that is made in people's lives because they joined Forever. Maybe they started by drinking aloe vera gel and had a miracle happen in their lives. And if you haven't had a miracle happen in your life, your family, or your friends, maybe you haven't sponsored enough people yet, because you'll find people that only have to drink aloe for a week or a month or a few months, and they will have miracles happen with their bodies. And that is what makes our business so much fun. And I always say, if you're not having fun yet, you must be doing something wrong. Now, I want to tell you about a few of the things that are happening around the world of Forever, because Forever is growing very fast. And we are very excited that we have 10 million distributors in more than 150 countries selling our products and sharing with other people. And that is wonderful, because we haven't even scratched the surface of all of the people that we need to share our products with. And so, in fact, every country, I check almost every year, and every country that I've checked in, we have more new babies born than we have new distributors in Forever Living. I want to show you a few things just around the world, so you'll know that there's a lot of people. There's a lot of people that are depending on Forever, and am I still on? Yep. And I just did we get the Asia Pacific area here, which we're in right here today. I wanted to show you that the total for Asia was 7% increase this last year, but look at India down there. You guys had a 46% increase last year. I think that already this year you're more than 50% increase. So congratulations. We're really proud of you. And it's very, very exciting. And I wanted to show you that we have a new office in Hong Kong. And we have a new office this past year in Phnom Penh, Cambodia, which is not too far away. And so we're very excited about that. And of course, India, you guys have done so good, and we got so many pictures of you that I wish we could show them all here today, but tonight. But you'll see them coming out in our magazines and your magazines and every place. So I'm just thinking here. Here we got to Europe. Europe is really good, and I wanted to tell you about a few places there that is doing exceedingly well. they've already had 11% increase so far this year. But look at some of those countries and how much an increase they have this last year. Number 9 down there, or Kazakhstan. Look at Kazakhstan, had 64% increase. And most people ask me, where's Kazakhstan? Well, I don't know for sure because I haven't been there either yet. But I know where it's on the map, and Aiden and Greg and our salespeople have been there, and they're continuing to grow at leaps and bounds. And so we're very, very excited about that. And look at the Kyrgyzstan, 134%. They're just getting started good this last 2 years, but they're going to be growing big too. And look at the case counts there, from Italy at 12,000 down to Turkey at 30,000 cases. This is really excited a month. So I just show you that because they're really close to you. And so work hard to keep ahead of them, because you're going to be number 2 next year, aren't you? And I thought I heard that a commitment from Armajit earlier that you're going to be 2 next year, and in 2 years you're going to be Ichiban, number 1. Well, you know, some of the poorest countries in the whole world is in Africa, and yet we have 22 countries where we have offices and we're helping the people, and they were up 31% this year, really doing great, and we're very, very excited about them. And you can see there that they last year, a year ago, South Africa was number 1, but last year Nigeria passed up in South Africa, and they had 100% growth. Can you imagine what happens when you got 100% growth in your total sales? Your bonuses have to increase by 100%. Wouldn't that be fun? They have 147 Eagle Manager qualifiers that Nawaz was talking to you about. That's why they're doing so good, and they're doing wonderful. So we're very excited about what's happening there. Latin America has a lot of good things happening, from Venezuela being the 15% up to Argentina's 52%, which is very good. But one of the fun things down in South America is that in Brazil we introduced our Fab. If you haven't tasted it yet, it is really good. And and we're working on it. We want it here too. But Brazil sold 500,000 cans of Fab in the first week that was on the sale in the market. And they've already sold 8 million cans and more coming. And so they can sell it faster than we can make it, which is great. So you're going to see that, and that's going to help you guys too. Even after 34 years, North America is up 3% year to date. Calgary, Canada, and all the Canadian offices are doing really good. And let's see, the one thing I was going to say is that our top profit sharing check, as you can see, was almost $500,000, $428,000 there. But Nawaz has already told you about what you're going to be doing next year if you can qualify for the first global rally in Honolulu, Hawaii. You're going to be saying aloha. Well, I wanted to just tell you a little about Aloe Vera America, because it is growing so fast because of our growth in sales, we have to manufacture more products, and we have had incredible increases. Our capacity, we had a 50% increase in our capacity just last year, and we actually shipped over there in that left-hand corner 5,000 containers, big 40-foot ocean containers. We shipped 5,000 of them worldwide last year, and Dallas gave us a certificate saying that we shipped more products overseas than any other company in the state of Texas. Is that great? And I wanted to tell you about our new Forever Nutraceutical building, which we just built in Phoenix, Arizona. And it has increased our capacities by double in it. And we got the greatest certifications that you can get in manufacturing, the good manufacturing practices, and we increased our tablet capacity by 230 million tablets. Can you believe that? 230 million B products or B tablets or all of the ones that we do. And so we're really excited about that, and we got the best people in helping us. We are building right now in Holland a new distribution center, and we call it Forever Direct because we ship the products as soon as they're made from Dallas to Holland, to this big warehouse, and they're shipped into all the European countries and all the African countries. And we're already, I think, in 93 countries we're sending the products from this new facility. And we're going to have the grand opening of it in March. And it's cold in Netherlands in March. So, but it's a big, beautiful building. Some of you remember Dallas in the TV series with JR and Bobby and Sue Ellen and all them, and Who Shot JR? If any of you remember that, well, that was filmed at our ranch, South Fork Ranch in Dallas, Texas, and they came back to us and are filming right now. They wanted a 4-year lease to film there, and they're doing a new series called Dallas, The New Generation. It's got JR's son and Bobby's son, and they're fighting just like their dads did, and you're going to like it. It's already showing in the U.S. in August, and it'll be coming down here in India, I'm sure, before too long. So we got lots of things happening in our resort division there, and just put that in. I wanted to tell you a little story to finish off today, and because I went shopping with my grandchildren this summer to help them buy things for school, and the one thing that we couldn't find was a wooden pencil. You guys remember wooden pencils? You know, and we just couldn't seem to find them. They had all kinds of gadgets, but not a wooden pencil. Anyway, that's what the wooden pencil usually looks like. It's usually always yellow, and remember, it's called a number 2 wooden pencil. And we sharpen it by hand, either with a pocket knife, or we sharpen it with a little sharpener you have to turn and twist it in order to sharpen the pencil. How many of you have had number 2 pencil, wood pencils? You know what they are. Boy, they're just almost impossible to find. Well, you know, all things evolve. You know, we got all kinds of mechanical pencils, but we just couldn't find a wood pencil. But and there's a parable that I want to tell you about the pencil. There was an old pencil maker, and he had spent his whole life making wooden pencils. Can you imagine doing that your whole lifetime and not having any aloe vera to drink? Well, after so many years, he found himself finishing off his very last pencil, making it and getting it ready to put in the box. And so he thought, you know, I need to tell this pencil, before he puts it in the box, that there are 5 things that the pencil needs to know before he sent him out in the world. And he says, first of all, always remember them and never forget, and you'll become the best pencil you can ever be. The one thing is you'll be able to do many things with the pencil. You'll be able to write your names, you'll be able to write numbers and letters, and you can draw pictures, and you can do almost anything you want to, as long as you let yourself be used by somebody else's hand. You have to have somebody else move you. Well, number 2 thing he says to the pencil that he's given away, he says, you will really experience a painful feeling when you get sharpened, you know, and, you know, we sharpen the pencil and it's pretty tough on the wood, but he says you'll have to remember that when you get sharpened, you become a better pencil because you got a sharper point and you can do more things with it. And so the 3rd thing he says, remember that you can correct any mistake you made, because remember that wooden pencil usually always had an eraser on the top, didn't it? So remember that you can change any mistake that you might make. Well, the 4th most important thing is you got to remember that the very most important part of that pencil will always be what's inside of you. And on every surface, you need to leave your mark, that no matter what the condition, you must continue to write, because, you know, some papers are wrinkled, folded, holes in them, all kinds of things. Somebody else has scribbled on them, and so you have to remember that you still have to use it no matter what the paper's like, what you're going to write on. Now the pencil said, okay, I understand, and says, I promise to remember. And he went into the box to go out into the world, and he knew he had a real purpose of what to do. Now put yourself in the place of that pencil. Do you think you know what you should be doing? Now, we're going to just review those 5 lessons to see if you can become the very best person that you can be. So number one, remember, you got to do many great things, but only if you allow yourself to work in the hands of someone else and be guided by others. Number 2, the challenges in our life will cause painful sharpening from time to time, because we don't like to be corrected. We don't like to be told we're not doing it right. There's so many things that are negative, but we need them to become a stronger person, because we're looking for perfection to be a better person. Well, number 3 was almost any mistake you make, you can correct it. So don't be afraid to have mistakes. Just remember to correct them. Don't do it again. Well, then don't worry so much about what the world sees you, how they see you, how you look. Don't worry so much about that. The most important thing of you always will be what's inside of you, right? Because a pencil, remember, it's that lead that does the writing, right? It makes the mark. Well, so remember that you got to find a way to leave something for your posterity, for your family, your friends, and you got to do things to leave your mark in this world. You don't want to go to the end of your life and your journey and realize that you didn't make any impact. And that's what we're doing with Forever, is making an impact on other people's lives, helping them have a better lifestyle, have better health, and enjoy life better. And so remember that, because that is very, very important. So next time you pick up one of those old-fashioned wood pencils, you remember these 5 items that we just talked about, because they're a great lesson for us. If you live by them, it will truly make a difference in your life and the life of the people that you meet. And so I tell you this because I think it is such a good lesson for all of us to learn, and it's something that we can help other people get what they want in life. And we have to be good examples ourselves in order to be able to help others. And so remember that our goal in life is to help others get what they want, and as we do that, our bonus checks will get bigger, our health will be better, and we'll have a better world to live in. Now, there's just one thing. I knew he was going to come out and pull my chain and tell me that I've got to sit down. I've been here too long. But before I do that, I want to tell you something really special. Okay? And I want Navaz and Armajit and our wonderful manager come up here, and Nicolette and stand with me, and because we're very, very excited to be here with you this week. We're excited about what you've done this last year, these last 10 years. We're excited about what's going to happen next year. Have we got something good for you? What do you think, Navaz? Have we got something good?
I think so. I think we have some great information, but you already have so much information. Do you need any more, or should we keep it for another time?
What do you think, Amberjit? We got something good?
I think we got something fantastic, but I can't wait to find out what you're going to tell us, Rex.
Anything good, do you think?
I'm not sure.
You're not sure?
I'm not sure. Does anyone know anything about this?
Well, what would help you be able to build your business bigger, share with more people, and have India become #1? How can we help you do that? Is there any way? A what? A what? We have a new office. Nikita just negotiated it. We just got word today. We got a new office that's twice as big as the office you have now. And it's brand new, brand new. Nikita's going to tell you where it's at. You wouldn't want it to be up in the mountains, would you? Tell them where it's at.
Okay, guys, we've got a fabulous, fabulous new office place down in South X. I'm just joking. Do you all want it any place in particular? Where? Should we take it in Narayana? Sure. Should we take it in Narayana?
Since you insist, let's just say our office is in Narayana, the new one we have found for you.
And Mr. Rex has made sure that this is a freestanding building. The entire building will be for Forever Living products.
Okay. ਅੱਜ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਕੋਈ ਐਕਸਕਿਊਜ਼ ਤਾਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੋਣਾ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ ਹੋਰ ਕੋਈ ਸਿਟੀ ਦਿੱਲੀ ਨੂੰ ਬੀਟ ਕਰੇਗੀ ਪੱਕਾ ਪੱਕਾ ਬੱਲੇ ਬੱਲੇ ਹੋਗੀ Whoa, thank you very much, Rex. Thank you, Nawaz.
Were you dreaming last night about a new office? Well, you've got it. So start dreaming of more new managers and more people to help you make it to the first global rally in Hawaii. We love you all. Have a great evening. Thank you.